All right, well, it is now November 2nd. Happy All Souls Day. We survived, it looks like, the 20, I think it got down to 25. Oh, it definitely got to 25, maybe 24 last night. And again, for our indoor stuff here, my best gauge on survival is looking at our basils. I see very green basil there. I see some less green basil, but it looks pretty much the exact same as before, although it might be a little more brown than it used to be. So probably started getting affected even in here at those lower 20s. But you can see we had some pretty legitimate frost last night, as it still remains on the ground here. I mean, sunrise just happening maybe half hour ago or something. So we'll see. It is supposed to get into the 40s today. So all of this should melt for the most part. And it actually should be, I think it's supposed to be relatively sunny. It's not going to be like beautiful out, but should be nice enough that we can go poke around in the back and check out what happened after the deeper frost, perhaps even something you could call a freeze, maybe a light freeze last night. I don't know, 24, 25, would that be considered a freeze? Maybe you guys could tell me, or I'll just Google it, because you guys won't tell me. This stuff in here, of course, still doing just fine. All our indoor stuff now, garage stuff. But again, everything's going to be moved soon. Let's check out quickly. Our ghost peppers here are still not ripening, unfortunately. It is pretty warm in here, so that's good for them for sure. Of course, got our other stuff over here. Nothing crazy going on. Everything looking like it's, whoa. Basil, the red basil here, it actually looks a little less leafy than it used to. Looks like the surviving ones are the ones that we're hoping will flower, turn into flower stalks like this guy. Where is he? There, right there. We'll see. Maybe we'll get a couple of them. And here our Thai basil. I have higher hopes for this since it wasn't cut back too recently, and it remained warmer as most of its leaves. Still tiny, early in its life. We'll see what it can do over the winter, early winter. Yeah, these will be moving around hopefully soon. We actually have another nice week coming up, so be doing a lot of stuff during that time. All right, it is just past noon. It is just broken into the 40s. You can tell, obviously, by all the lack of snow that was here earlier and all the dripping that is now happening in the exposed pot here of, white clover. And, I mean, it kind of seems like it lasted. Now the question is, can I still sow it in the ground out there, and will it last? I don't think so. I'm just gonna not worry about it this year. Sowing it in the actual ground, that is. See what we can still monitor what happens here until it ends up dying, and then we'll probably reuse that pot for something. This stuff we should probably just bring it in, because I think it might perennialize if we just bring it in the garage or something. Same with this. I'm very surprised the lemongrass is still alive. Should just take all that in. This stuff can probably stay out for now. Now that it's past the harshest of nights. Tonight I think it's only going to go to like 30. So still going to get a bit of a frost, but not as bad as it just was. So I think these can stay, but I think the goal is going to be, I'm going to end up planting a couple of new herbs in there for the winter, I think, and then plant a bunch of lettuce in here for the winter. Just full of lettuce. Maybe one spinach in the middle once we remove the chard. That's, I don't know. I mean, it's still growing. It's actually very, very upright right now. The newer pieces, at least. So I don't know. Still looking decent. Maybe we leave the chard and we just plant lettuce all around it. Now I can actually almost get to these leaves. I'll definitely be able to in the coming days. That and the mustard might be gotten to earlier than the leaves, because I kind of want to wait for the ground to dry a bit. But the mustard may not need that. We'll go check that in a moment. Let's show up here real quick what that 25-degree night did to our potted tomatoes, which still have snow in them. So you can tell that the soil in there, temperature of the soil is probably quite high, quite low, that is. And actually, but the tomatoes don't look spoiled. Oh yeah, they are. They don't look spoiled, but they are. Maybe you already knew before I touched it. But the plants themselves, yeah, definitely done. Definitely, yeah, that's gross. They've seen the end of it. I mean, 25 degrees is very low. I was very surprised they were even able to handle the 30-degree weather. But that is that for the tomatoes, which actually, you know, we should just pull all those out and repurpose these pots for something. Might as well. Or at least the dirt in them. Maybe not the pots themselves yet. Although we could, I hate to say it, but we could try some indoor, if I have the space, which I may, try some indoor potted potatoes again this winter. Basically just use the rest of that soil. I mean, just use that soil again, just throw some potatoes in and see what happens. All right, so the mustard should be okay. There shouldn't be any issue with the what, you know, this stuff. Still need to wait for the snow to get off some of it. Some of it's exposed enough we can start grabbing. Maybe tomorrow. We'll just wait for all the snow to clear. Don't have to wait for the ground to get drier, which I will be doing, like I said, for the leaves, which we have plenty of, and by then maybe they'll all be falling off of all three of these big trees, I should say, which is really what we're waiting for. But we do have a bunch in the front yard that came from other people's properties, and I'll just be getting as much as I can from our yard for sure. Anywho, yeah, the new mustard also looking fine. I guess it was okay in 25 degrees, but that being said, it was 25-degree night after a summer, so dealing with probably warmer soil temperatures that are dropping rather than planting it in the spring and having a 25-degree night where the soil temperatures are already very low. Yeah, I expected, because of what I just saw from the tomatoes, that all these peppers are unfortunately done. They're I mean, I assume they're not supposed to be that like that. That's too bad. That's too bad. That's a lot of peppers lost. I could have probably come out and I should have, because I did know that this would happen. I just wasn't thinking about it when it came to these peppers. So yeah, that's unfortunate. They just feel soggy, but they still seem okay, right? Oh, no. I guess not. Well, that's a big old fail for me again, but that's not like it's the first fail. Well, that was all that we were going to get. I mean, there's not like we're going to get any more peppers from these, so what we lost was what's currently on here, and that's, I mean, it is quite a bit. That's probably about 2/3 the amount that we already lost because of not getting to it in time. We lost a lot of cayenne from here this year. We still have so many though. And basil. I'm surprised how thick some of these got for how late in the year I put them in. Still probably smells, I bet. Wow, it smells fantastic. That's surprising. I'm not gonna pull it or anything and see what happens. It should not come back. There's no way it should come back. It's supposed to be an annual. But again, based on what I keep reading, it's still hard to tell if it's actually an annual or if they just keep saying it's an annual because it requires such a warm climate to be a perennial. Basically like being around the Mediterranean, right around the Mediterranean. Our celery, I really just kind of want to pull this stuff back, pick this stuff soon, I think, chop it back soon. I don't even know how you harvest celery, but again, I think we could have probably been harvesting pieces of it as we went. These are really the only good ones. We do have a few others, and I would have liked some of them to bolt. I don't think they're going to get to that point though. Lettuce, again, we'll let that bolt go to seed, let the seed drop. I was going to actually, oh look, like this stuff, we might be able to gather some of this. I can't tell at all where the seeds are for this. maybe the seeds aren't actually forming. I don't know. But the goal was to have some of the lettuce bolt, and I would take the lettuce seed. I'd let some fall, but it's so late in the year that at this point it doesn't matter. Because I wanted some new fresh lettuce like we have. That's a pea. Like we have fresh mustard greens over there. Anywho, yeah, that's that. Not a whole lot of interest. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting these beans, so they're not drying. They're just sitting here, probably getting soggy like everything else. Whatever, I guess we'll just have to buy more beans next year to plant a lot of. It's not like we were going to get a whole lot from. That was probably as many as I planted if we would have got all those. I'm not going to look at a whole lot here. Can't yet, because I'm not going to uncover this until maybe tomorrow. Maybe the day after that. Actually, I did think about maybe uncovering tomorrow, checking in a little closer what's happening, and then covering it back up, waiting a bit, and then being able to uncover it, I think, for another day. Just to, again, give it a look. And we got a bunch of uncovered ones again in like the same spot, and they are not looking good at all there, of course. Big piece of ice, that's horrible. Yeah, I don't know why that happened. But all in all, it actually stayed on really well. This did, as you saw in the other part yesterday when I showed the ají limón and this Anaheim chili were both uncovered. Anaheim chili I was pretty sure wasn't gonna stay covered after I fixed it, but I was more concerned about this ají limón, seeing if we can actually keep it alive. It still has green leaves, guys. Wow, that's awesome. I'm surprised, very surprised at that. But that bodes well for the second ají limón in here, which I can see is also green, but probably all these guys are probably getting really soggy now. I mean, look how wet all this is. Not gonna get any better. I mean, it'll get a little better, but not much. But I do still see a lot of green plants. We are able to keep it on all of these back peppers, including the pepper brand experiment, which was uncovered last time, the main majority that was uncovered. Oh, we got a little opening there. Didn't see that. That's probably a... Okay, these guys right here feel a bit soggy themselves. Wow, it looks really barren back here now without all the sprawling tomatoes and all these weeds that used to be there where up to the... You can tell where the line used to be. But yeah, now, I mean, we just got all kinds of space, stuff dying off back here. We can look straight in. This looks pretty much the same. It's been slowly dying back, but most of it was just my handiwork with the scythe. All our half trees. And we're gonna cut those back down at the base whenever we actually take out the full. I'm gonna try to get as much of the root systems out of those as I can. I obviously don't need all of it out, but getting the majority of right underneath there would be good. Because yeah, this tomato patch will be extended. Probably just right to, well, probably right to the where it starts to. I don't know yet. We'll have to figure out exactly what I do here. I'm going toward this sort of, trying to cut it right in this way. Actually, I should go in further, and maybe use these bigger trees in there as my line, just because I can go that far pretty much, and so I should. And so then take the tomato patch pretty much that whole way to here. Not like the entire way, but like probably up into here where I've cut already, up to these trees. These will come out. I think I'll keep most of the small ones will come out here, but I'll keep the bigger ones that are here, I think, and use those as the line, at least for now, until I get tired of probably getting whacked by them all the time. This will all come out, but this is here the cucumber patch that will be extended to, I think will probably be extended out to where I initially wanted to come with it, probably to just here. Have this path open right here, just behind, oh, maybe just behind and just on this side of the net, coming right in here where I'm standing, basically right exactly where I'm standing. So have the cucumbers come up to there, and also probably pretty much make a square coming over this direction. Luckily it'll miss most of that. That'll pretty much be under the path, the base, the trunk, the roots of the trunk of that, this big thing. And it'll also pretty much be the intersection point that would come this direction here and then go out that direction. And right here it's like home garden pretty much is where, up to where I have right now, maybe even up to this post. I don't know, I might just make an inner garden path and then make home garden part 2 that probably comes. Yeah, this is great because I didn't really expect to have as much room. I think I'm gonna have extra room here. Make home garden patch 2 that actually extends to there, right about where we already have open here. And then all of this in here will be could be cucumber patch 2. So it'll just go from there, cut a corner over into here. That, my friends, will work wonderfully. And I think we'll have exactly enough space to do that. The goal, well, maybe not. We'll have to maybe cut out some of those trees, because the goal would have been to have it right on the other side. Like I said, that tree would be a path running this direction, so cucumber patch would be on that side of it, and we would want it at least to where those taller trees start right there. So all that would have to come out. But that actually solves one of my issues, I think, that I had, which was that I wanted to put a patch of corn probably back here, but it would have had to go into the cucumber patch 2, number 2, which I would have wanted to, well, I don't know, that may have worked anyway, because it would have been the off season it would have been where the cucumber patch would have actually been if I were using it here, but I wouldn't be. So I could have used it for corn, but then the year after that, cucumbers would be back here, and then that patch would be, well, I just have to use it for something else, wheat or something else that regenerate the soil. Anywho, it turns out that, yeah, like I said, I'm going to have extra here. So this will be, this stuff, like on my list, I had most of basically all the rows, they're all going to be able to fit here, because I only had like 4 of them. Probably put even more than that in, because it would start basically where it starts, I guess, with the lettuce, or at least where the lettuce looks like it has overgrown too. So I could pretty much start it right there. As long as I make myself enough path where these marigolds are, I'll pretty much use those as my guide to have between, like, this is the rhubarb mustard area, right? That's just always going to be, and then we have these 3 sides that we'll be using. We'll be rotating around. Peppers might be, well, the peppers will be never here again, but we'll have zucchini and the canary melons moving, as well as maybe probably just clover to regenerate 1 patch every time. then have the little bit of a path like we do already, and then start the 4 to, I don't know, 8 maybe rows, whatever we can really get in here, up to here, and then have just another in garden path, and then start. I think then we could put a big corn patch right there. I mean, that would be pretty big patch of corn. I think that's exactly what's going to happen. Nice. Yeah, okay, and lastly, I did want to mention that I literally just placed my order. I hope it's not too late. My app is telling me that November 12th is the like hard stop deadline for planting garlic. I bought a bunch of garlic. I bought 3 different types. I got and I might also have a 4th. I might have some elephant garlic, which I guess is technically actually a leek. Coming, my grandmother has always has elephant garlic. If she has any left over, then I might get some of that to plant. But I bought, what's it called? Music garlic, which is my only hard neck I got up here in the cold, chilly Northeast. It'll be perfect. I got 2 soft neck types. I got Chet's Italian, and I got Nunca Rose, I think it's called. Something like that. Nootka Rose, maybe. Yeah, so I'll have 4 types. I just bought 3 from Baker's Creek Heirloom Seeds. Awesome site, rareseeds.com. Awesome place to go get your... Go ahead and snag their free catalog that'll be coming, I guess, in a couple months or whatever. They actually have a $15 catalog as well, which is even more extensive and has almost like a journal almost, apparently. I just ordered one of those as well, so we'll see how cool that is. Maybe I'll even do a little video on that. This is not a sponsored video, of course, although, you know, someday maybe I wouldn't mind that. Baker's Creek Heirloom. But anyway, yeah, we'd have to discuss some things. Anyway, yeah, so the garlic, my goal is to put it in right. I think I have enough time. My app was telling me that it needs to be in by November 12th, which gives me 10 days, which is pretty much hopefully the earliest it would be here. Maybe it would even be here in just a week and I'd be able to get it in. I'm hoping it'll be here in the 10-day instead of the 14-day, and certainly hoping it's not going to be any longer than that. If it is, I guess it's just my fault for waiting so long. But my app did. I was just Googling and it said that I may be able to manage up to early December. So if we have a warm enough early winter, late fall, early winter here, then maybe it'll work out. But yeah, right here is where it's going to go, where it's already opened up. Just maybe a little bit of work to be done. I'm actually should probably prep that a little bit this week while it's a little nice out. Get that ready, and then we got a bunch of garlic, so we'll be able to fill up all that space. And if I need to, I will be extending it as far as I need to get all the garlic in. Of course, I guess if no, you know what? I want to make them pretty nice lines because we do want to consider what it's going to look like next year whenever it's still growing and we're doing other stuff. In fact, if I can, maybe I'll look into it because I'll have time, trying to space them just enough that I can actually interplant next spring with basically all the well, maybe not all, but half of the home garden stuff that I would have been putting in here. Mainly a lot of lettuce. Probably won't do that much lettuce because I'm gonna hopefully be able to monitor it a little closer. So maybe not that much. Have a couple onions, have some celery, we'll have some carrots. That's probably it. Maybe some some spinach, maybe a line of spinach, 2 lines of lettuce, something like that. I don't know. That's a lot of spinach probably, unless people actually want it. But anyway, I'm just rambling now. That's what we got going on right now. It's about 42 degrees, kind of cold. I hate the cold. It's one of the things I probably hate most in this world. And I live in Western Pennsylvania where it's cold. And whenever I look at a map and a hardiness zone map, I realize more and more that I'm actually in one of the colder places on Earth, and that sucks really bad for somebody who doesn't like the cold. I mean, I say colder places on Earth. I say that because it's not like super, super cold. Like it's not like Siberia or and or the one of the poles, obviously, or even like Alaska. But we get a lot of that dang northern cold coming down, creeping down just enough into our area here. So we do actually, it does actually get pretty cold. When you look at those hardiness maps, we are in the blue areas, and to me that means cold. Right before it turns green, where it means, you know, nice, fresh spring growth, green life. And then it goes to blue, and it's frost and snow and cold and freezing hands, which is what I have now. And so I'm gonna finish up now and probably give another update video tomorrow, which may be about mustard if I'm lucky. Maybe about a lot of other things too, depending on whatever shenanigans I get into. But anyway, that is it for now. That's all for now. Like I said, I might see you tomorrow. Anyway, this is Randy, Academia Christi. This is the Viri Christi garden. I'm still waiting. Need comments on feedback. I will put the spelling here too if you want to, so you can look them up. But we have Saint Fiacre and we have Saint Focus, and those are our two saints of gardeners. And so we need a name, one of those two, for our patron saint of this garden here, and then we will have the other one, I guess, be the patron of the other garden at the potential probable other location, which again you'll just have to wait for some videos on that, but they will be coming, hopefully, if all goes well. Anywho, that's it for now. Peace.